I would like you to just imagine a scenario. Imagine that you are walking down the street and you see a family, a couple, a man and a wife and a small child, minding their own business. Another man comes up to the family and begins verbally abusing them, and you do nothing. The man then becomes physically aggressive, physically violent, and you do nothing. You see the man actually push the husband, the father, slap him, beat him, knock him to the ground. You still do nothing. You just stand there. Then the man actually takes out a knife. You see it and you do nothing. And then he actually slits the man's throat and kills him. You still do nothing. He then takes the knife to the child, murdering the child in front of your eyes, and you do nothing. He then attacks the woman, rapes and murders her in front of you, and you do nothing. Now, this level of apathy and inaction would be contemptible in a real life scenario among individuals. You might be able to understand it if you were crippled by fear, paralyzed by fear, or you were disoriented, you didn't understand what was going on or what your options were. It would still be reprehensible to not react. But let's imagine that you weren't afraid. Let's imagine that you saw all of this happening and you had no fear or disorientation whatsoever. Let's imagine that you yourself are a well-trained, experienced, powerful fighter. That you have the skills, you have the ability, you have the strength to subdue that attacker, to prevent that crime from happening. But you chose deliberately, consciously not to do it. You chose deliberately not to intervene, though you could have. And let's imagine that the reason why you chose to not intervene is because you want to transact some business with the attacker. And you're afraid that if you were to intervene, you might lose the opportunity to make a business deal with him. Now, I think that we would all agree that you would be diagnosed as an extreme sociopath in such a scenario. I want you to keep that scenario in mind as we talk about the economic case for human rights, because in a nutshell, that is what is happening today with corporate power. Exactly that is what's happening, particularly in a place like Myanmar. Tremendously powerful entities, tremendously powerful companies are standing back, saying nothing, doing nothing, even claiming that they have no responsibility to act, while grave crimes are being committed in front of their eyes, crimes which they have the power to prevent.